That little green light on the surge protector behind your TV is lying to you. Right now, it could be glowing bright and steady, while protecting nothing at all. The part inside that's supposed to stop a surge can quietly burn out, and the strip just keeps passing power like nothing happened. You'd never know it died. And this isn't one bad brand. It's how almost every surge protector in your house is built, on purpose, by companies that know the protection dies long before the plastic does. 5 of the worst have melted into people's walls, worn a safety badge they never earned, or been pulled off Amazon while still showing 5 stars. By the end, you'll know the 5 brands to unplug tonight, the few that actually earn your money, and the 1 number that tells you whether a surge protector is real or just theater. It's not the number they print biggest on the box. That 1 comes last. Let's start with the one almost everyone owns. It's the cheap strip you grabbed online for $12, the one whose name you forgot the second it arrived. It sells under names like Alester, Nuetza, or Yentar. A dozen of them, the same plastic body from the same few factories. Different sticker, same guts. And here's their trick. The big number they sell you, the joules, isn't tested by anyone. One brand's 2,000 joules and another's can mean completely different things, because nobody's checking. But these aren't just weak. Last year, the Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled a whole wave of these no-name strips sold on Amazon. Brands like Hezi and Anquan for missing basic overcurrent protection, not weak protection, missing entirely. They could overheat and shock you, and they sailed right through checkout with a safety logo on the box. That's number 1, and we've barely started. But the cheap strips are almost the honest ones. You got what you paid for. The next brand charged you extra for a lie. Number 2, 360. Electrical. Back in 2016, the Consumer Product Safety Commission pulled their surge protectors because the safety mark stamped on them was counterfeit. The testing lab whose logo was on the product confirmed it had never tested them. Sit with that for a second. The whole promise of a surge protector is the little badge saying somebody tested it, and the badge was fake. So the part inside might do nothing, but the one symbol you were trained to trust was printed by the people selling you the box. Hold on to that, because it ties straight back to the number I promised you. And if a fake badge bothers you, the next one actually caught fire. Number 3, Trisonic. Their strip got recalled for undersized wiring, sloppy soldering, and a plastic shell that could ignite, and the label showed 2 certification symbols with no listing numbers under them, the oldest tell there is. A real mark has a code you can look up. A fake one's just a picture. So the device sold to stop your house burning down was the thing most likely to start the fire. Pause here, because 3 of these share the same fingerprint. Cheap parts, a label that means nothing, and a number on the front you can't verify. It isn't 5 separate accidents. It's one business model wearing 5 logos. Quick favor while you're here. Drop the brand of the protector you own right now in the comments, and I'll tell you if it's one to pull. And if you've made it this far, you already get that this channel isn't about telling you what to buy. It's about what they hoped you'd never check. So subscribe and stay with me, because that one number is close now. And once you have it, you can't unsee it on any box again. Number 4, Aduro. Recalled in 2023 for shock and fire risk with the live wiring run backwards inside, what the paperwork politely calls reverse polarity. So the device meant to guard your electronics quietly electrifies the parts that should be safe to touch. Honestly, at that point, the surge is the least of your problems. But here's the one that should actually unsettle you, because it's a name you'd grab without thinking. Number 5, APC. And I want to be fair, because the APC units you can buy today are genuinely fine. But the surge arrest strips built before 2003 earned one of the biggest recalls this category has ever seen. The Consumer Product Safety Commission flagged around 15 million of them. There were more than 700 reports of units overheating and melting. One fire did $916,000 of damage to a family's home. Another did $750,000 to a medical building. The most trusted name on the shelf shipped 15 million little fire starters and kept selling them for years. That's the whole list. So that's the bad news, and I'm not telling you all that to leave you yanking plugs out of the wall. The point was to hand you what they'd rather you never had, because once you see how the protection works, the good ones get easy to spot. And there's that number finally. Here it is. The number that matters isn't the joules, it's the clamping voltage, sometimes printed as the voltage protection rating. It tells you how high the voltage climbs before it slams back down and shields your gear, and you want it low. 330 volts or under is the line. A strip bragging about 3,000 joules but clamping at 600 volts lets a freight train through before it even reacts. A quieter strip, rated at 330, is the one actually doing the job. And that number only lives on a UL 1449 listing, the real surge standard. And here's the part they count on you not knowing. A lot of these strips are only listed under UL 1283, which is a noise filter standard. It has nothing to do with surges. The official rulebook for it literally says it doesn't cover surge suppressors. So the badge is real, the testing is real, but it's testing the wrong thing. You can check any of this yourself in UL's free public database in about 30 seconds. They aren't hiding it, they're just betting you'll never look. So what actually earns your money? On the strip itself, look for UL 1449 and a clamping voltage of 330. The brand that nails this consistently and does one thing the cheap ones won't is Tripp Lite. Their better units cut the power completely once the protection wears out, so the green light stops being a guess and starts being honest. When it's done, you know, that single feature beats 1,000 extra joules. But here's the move almost nobody makes, the one that protects everything a power strip can't reach. Your furnace, your well pump, your water heater, your air conditioner. None of those plug into a strip. So one big surge can cook the priciest gear in your house, while your green light guards a foam charger. The fix is a whole home surge protector, wired in at your breaker panel. Both Eaton and Square D make one for $60 to $150 in parts. The National Electrical Code now requires them on new and replaced panels, which tells you the people writing the safety rules already decided the power strip was never enough. Pay an electrician for an hour, and you've protected the whole house for less than one fancy strip. That's the version nobody puts in an ad. And if you want the kind that never wears out, there's a quieter category called Series Mode from companies like Zero Surge and Surge X. Nothing sacrificial inside, nothing to burn out, nothing to silently die. They cost more, and for most people, I think they're overkill. Your call, but they're the only ones not running on a countdown timer. So here's where you stand. The logo on the box was never the protection. The spec is, and now you can read it. One low clamping number on a UL 1449 strip. One $60 guard at the panel, and you've done more than almost everyone on your street, most of them trusting a green light that quit months ago. And yes, I just spent 10 minutes teaching you to distrust a tiny glowing light. Sorry about your evening. Go look at your own protector tonight. Find that number, or find out there isn't one. Either way, you'll know what the box was built to keep from you. YouTube's already lined up 2 videos it thinks you'll like, so click whichever one grabs you. And if you made it all the way to the end of this one, you already know what to do. Subscribe.